Sup, Paulie? Where's Hunter at? I thought he's supposed to be running things around here. Well, it's because of you he's not here. Triple H is at home with his wife, Stephanie, helping her recuperate from the attack that you gave her. Listen, Paul, if you didn't believe Dean, take it from me. The Shield was not behind the attack on Stephanie McMahon. Why won't you believe that? We're the Shield of Justice. We wouldn't commit an unjust act like that. It's one thing to take out an old man who has committed injustice his entire life. Not just for himself, but over an entire company. But it's another thing to attack a defenseless woman like Stephanie McMahon. True, she may have committed injustices in her time, but still, to hit a woman, let alone to damage her to that capacity. That's below the Shield, Paul. You don't give us enough credit. Do you think we're just a group of hooligans who just run around terrorizing the place for no given reason? Paul, we have principles. We would never attack Stephanie McMahon. We would never go after a woman. You have to believe that. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. I don't have time to socialize. I've got a show to run. So what do you want, Roman? I know Triple H rigged the entries at the Royal Rumble. Only a fool would think otherwise. And that is injustice. So I want you to make it right. I want you to repay the Shield. Give us the opportunity that was taken away from us at the Royal Rumble by placing all three members of the Shield in the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship. Listen, Roman, I don't have the authority to just put you in the Elimination Chamber. I may be the general manager of Raw, but Triple H... I don't even have to say what Triple H would think if I would just give you an opportunity to compete in the Elimination Chamber. But I'll tell you what I can do. I can put you in a match next week on Monday Night Raw. Because there are 3 other men who want to be in the Elimination Chamber just as badly as you do. And you seem to have had some issues with them in recent weeks. So, how about this? Next week on Raw, you'll be competing in the main event. And you'll be competing in a match against an opponent who will reveal themselves to you later on tonight. And if you win that match, Roman, the Shield can be in the Elimination Chamber. But if you lose, not only will your opponent be inserted into the Elimination Chamber match, but so will Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. Does that seem fair to you, Roman? You know, one day, Triple H is going to get what's coming to him. But for now, I see that that's all you can do. So I'll accept your offer, Paul. And after I win next week, I'm gonna make it rain in the Elimination Chamber. Believe that. What's up, YouTube? This is Matthews97, and welcome to another episode of WWE 2K15 Universe Mode. This is the 21st installment of this season, and we've got Monday Night Raw. So let's go ahead and take a look at the match card. We've got Jack Swagger taking on Batista in the opening matchup. That is, you know, Jack, it's said to be a sleeper match, you know? I think we could see a great match between those two. We have The New Day taking on Viva Perfecto. Kane goes one-on-one with Zack Ryder. Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose are going to go one-on-one. If you remember last week, Ambrose's foot was under the bottom rope when Ziggler pinned him, but the referee did not see it, which sparked this matchup here tonight. Cameron will go one-on-one with Summer Rae. And in the main event, Rob Van Dam will go one-on-one with Roman Reigns. And we do know from that little backstage segment we saw with Heyman and Roman, well, we'll get to that in a little bit, but Viva Perfecto defeats The New Day. Kane knocks off Zack Ryder. And between the Ziggler-Ambrose match, the winner is Dean Ambrose. So Ambrose gets some redemption here tonight against Dolph Ziggler. And I was thinking about playing that match, but I figured the Shield's been getting showcased past 2 episodes of Raw and some main event, and plus Roman Reigns is in the main event of Raw. So I figured, you know what, let's do a little bit something different. We'll go ahead and play this opening matchup, and we'll also showcase that Divas match, because the Divas in the past haven't gotten, you know, the screen time that they've deserved. So hopefully this year, my goal, as it has been in previous years, I just haven't I don't think I've lived up to it in the past. But my goal this year is to try to showcase the Divas more. So we're going to go ahead, give them a match here on Raw, because normally on Raw it seems like the Divas matches, Raw isn't the place where they wind up. It's usually seems to be on Main Event or SmackDown, so I'm going to try to change that this season. But now coming down to the ring is one of the 3 men who are currently set to participate in the Elimination Chamber match. We've got Batista. We've got, of course, Kane, who will also be in that matchup as he defeated The Rock last week to qualify. And then, of course, we've got the WWE Champion himself, John Cena. So those are our 3 current participants in the Raw Elimination Chamber matchup. And we did find out earlier on tonight that Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, in that little backstage segment, Paul Heyman decided that Roman Reigns will have a match with a mystery opponent next week. However, that opponent will reveal themselves later on tonight. So Roman Reigns and his match with RVD, he's got to have that in the back of his mind, and that could potentially distract him. But anyway, so we do know that whoever that mystery opponent should be, if the mystery opponent can defeat Roman Reigns next week on Raw, then he, Jack Swagger, and Dolph Ziggler will be in the Elimination Chamber. But if Roman Reigns can win, then the Shield will complete the Elimination Chamber. So we're going to figure out who the final 3 men in Raw's Elimination Chamber will be on the next episode of Raw. But no, we don't know. We don't even know who Roman Reigns is going to be facing yet. But we're going to find that out later on tonight. But right now we've got Jack Swagger and Batista. Jack Swagger, this is a big opportunity for him, especially if Swagger, now that he's lost that WWE champion, or lost the United States Championship, if he really is convinced that he can hang in the main event and that he can go after that WWE Championship, then this match against Batista is going to be a huge sort of foreshadowing of what is to come for the Real American in his future endeavors here on Raw. And as for Batista, he has been, every opportunity he's had, he has lost. You remember TLC, he lost against Daniel Bryan. The Royal Rumble, he lost in his WWE Championship match with John Cena. And now it just seems like he's kind of getting opportunity after opportunity. But, this is probably going to be his last chance. Could the 3rd time be the charm for Batista? Can he withstand and outlast the other 5 participants in the Elimination Chamber to claim the title? Or, if he loses, what's going to happen to Batista? Because, right now, Batista, he's in a lot of trouble in his career. We saw him make a return to SmackDown back around SummerSlam, and we saw what happened there when he lost match after match. He just, he couldn't take it anymore, and he just left. So we could potentially, could that happen again? If Batista can't get the job done in Elimination Chamber, could he perhaps take another leave of absence to try to find himself? Because really here in Universe Mode, Batista hasn't had the best track record. He's been on the losing end of a lot of big matches. He hasn't been able to win the big ones. Opportunities like SummerSlam, TLC, the Royal Rumble, they've all passed him by as he's been unsuccessful in those matches. And if he could, Jack Swagger here tonight, this is a good opponent for Batista to kind of scout here tonight, because, like I said, with the big matchup that's going to take place next week, if the mystery opponent should win, Swagger will be in the Elimination Chamber. So Batista could potentially go head-to-head with Jack Swagger in the Elimination Chamber match. So tonight is a good opportunity for these two to scout each other out, and maybe we can see if Swagger's got what it takes. When he's measuring Batista here, maybe trying to set him up for that gut-wrench powerbomb. He's going for just a regular powerbomb here, but Batista counters with a DDT. And he plants Swagger face first into the mat. And now look at this. Wait a minute, Swagger's got him this time. Gut-wrench powerbomb. And that could do it. Swagger, this would be a huge upset if he could beat Batista here. And he does! Jack Swagger has knocked off Batista. Well, I don't know about you, the viewer, but not in a million years would I have expected Jack Swagger to beat Batista, but he's done it here tonight. Jack Swagger knocks off Batista. That is a huge victory for Jack Swagger in his career. And I think we can get behind him now. I think Jack Swagger, he is ready for that main event picture. If beating Batista in a one-on-one matchup clean isn't enough to instate yourself as a main eventer, I don't know what is. But this just shows how things have been going for Batista as well. You know, that downward spiral just continues as he loses yet another match. But Jack Swagger, on the other hand, this could be a huge launching point into superstardom for his career, as he has beaten Batista here tonight. And, you know, if that mystery opponent can defeat Roman Reigns next week on Raw, then Swagger will be in the Elimination Chamber, and that could just be the opportunity he's needed. And we could be looking at the next WWE champion in Jack Swagger. I mean, just think about that. Think about that. I mean, and at the same time, Dolph Ziggler's, he's in the same boat as Jack Swagger, trying to push himself up to the main event picture. And Dolph Ziggler could very well get the same opportunity that Swagger has. He could become the new WWE. Excuse me. He could become the new WWE champion. Just think about that. Dolph Ziggler to show off. Finally, everything could go his way if he could become WWE champion. Well, I don't know. When we compare Swagger and Ziggler, you know, obviously Swagger's had the better career here in Universe Mode, as we can see. Moving on to the Divas matches, AJ Lee coming out to ringside here to kind of watch this contest, watch the Divas champion in action here tonight. And Summer Rae will go one-on-one with one half of the Funkadactyls. But as I was saying, between Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger, I mean, Swagger, he was the United States champion from Extreme Rules to No Way Out, and just ever since really the beginning of Universe Mode, Swagger has been in that U.S. title division. He's always been somewhere on the card. He's always had a place on the card. Whereas Dolph Ziggler, following the loss to Swagger at Over the Limit, kind of phased out a little bit, came back with Big E as a tag team, but he failed to capture the tag team titles, and really ever since that happened, Ziggler hasn't really had a place on the card. But then when he defeated The Undertaker prior to TLC, that's what kind of elevated him, and it brought him up to now he's at this point where he could become WWE champion. He could get an opportunity at the WWE title. And, you know, that's just what Dolph Ziggler needed. He's been waiting for this opportunity. He's been working day in and day out to get to this point, and this could very well be his opportunity. This could very well be his one and only opportunity at the WWE Championship. So Ziggler, he's got to make this opportunity count. But this is all if the mystery opponent, who we don't even know who it is. I mean, who knows? Paul Heyman could be putting Roman Reigns up against somebody like Heath Slater or Santino Marella. I mean, we don't know who this mystery opponent is. It could be this big main event superstar, this WrestleMania main event caliber superstar, or it could just be, you know, some average Joe off the street. We don't know. And that's what the future of Swagger and Ziggler, it all rides on this mystery opponent, whoever it is. But let's focus in now on the Divas match as Cameron tosses Summer Rae out onto the apron, but Summer Rae managed to catch herself. But Cameron now, oh, look at that, just tossing Summer Rae by the hair to the floor. And now Cameron going after the announce table here. What is Cameron trying to do here? Man, Cameron really looking to go extreme here in this match. Summer Rae doesn't even know what to think, as right into the corner of that announce table went Summer Rae, and you know that's one of the most dangerous points on that announce table. If you're just gonna get thrown right into the corner, I mean that could definitely give you some. You could definitely cut you up, give you some lacerations. That would not be good in a matchup like this for Summer Rae, especially considering Elimination Chamber is just on the horizon, just 2 weeks away. And Summer Rae, she still needs to figure out who her #1 contender is going to be. I mean, Brie Bella certainly has looked impressive in recent weeks. You know, Tamina and Paige, they've looked impressive in their debuts, but they're not quite ready yet because they just got here. So, I mean, really, I think the most impressive Divas we've seen so far have been Brie Bella, but we did see that Summer Rae, you know, she took a shot at Naomi a couple of weeks ago on Raw when Naomi faced Brie Bella in a match. So maybe Summer Rae considers Naomi a threat. So could Naomi possibly be the next challenger? And what about AJ here tonight? She's getting she's getting a close up close and personal view of this matchup. And AJ, you know, she's always been in that Divas title picture. She's always been around there, just one step away from capturing the Divas Championship. But, you know, she just hasn't been able to make that final step. But I think if she gets one more opportunity, if she can get one more one-on-one matchup with the Divas champ. I think she can get the job done. But look at this. Cameron went for a crossbody. And that's why they call it high-risk offense, folks, because Cameron, she missed, and now she's in a whole lot of trouble here. Summer Rae takes control in the matchup right now, as she's got Cameron here. Oh, big kick to the gut, and what's she going for? Oh, what a kick to the side of the head there of Cameron. And Cameron, she's out of it right now. She's out on her feet. Leg drop there to the sternum of Cameron, and Summer Rae goes into the cover. That could be it. No, but Cameron kicks at it too. But Summer Rae, she's on the verge of... Oh, there's the kick, and that's it. Good night, Cameron. This match is over, and Summer Rae gets the victory. And just like that, Summer Rae can turn... she can turn the tides of a matchup fairly quickly. We saw Cameron, just that one mistake. And she dove off the top rope and missed. That's why they call it high risk, because as you can see, it really just... she was just ripe for the picking. I mean, Summer Rae, she just had to pick up the pieces of what was left after... Cameron put her body on the line and she missed. And then all Summer Rae had to do was just hit that leg drop across the sternum and then that kick to the face. That was it. And Summer Rae, she made good use of her opportunity. And tonight she gets a victory over Cameron. So we still don't know who is going to be Summer Rae's next challenger, but Naomi, Brie Bella, and AJ Lee seem to be three divas who are like right at the top of the run, and I think it's got to be one of those three. We just don't know who of those three it's going to be just yet. But then, of course, we've got Natalya, who's always a good threat. But, since she just lost at the Royal Rumble, I don't think we can really put her back in that title picture just yet. Because she just came off the pay-per-view loss, and then lost it to Tamina. So really, I think it's between Naomi, AJ, and Brie as to who's going to be facing Summer Rae at the Elimination Chamber for the Divas title. Anywho, let's move on to our main event of the evening, as this one features Rob Van Dam, Mr. Monday Night, going one-on-one with the powerhouse of the Shield. This is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, ever since the 2K15 season started, we haven't seen a whole lot of Roman Reigns in singles competition. But tonight, he's in the main event of Raw, one-on-one with Rob Van Dam. This is a big opportunity for Roman Reigns to make a statement in front of the WWE locker room, in front of the WWE Universe, and in front of his mystery opponent, who we don't know who it is. Roman Reigns doesn't know who it is, but Roman Reigns here tonight. This is an opportunity to try to strike some fear in that mystery opponent, and Roman Reigns he needs to have a dominant performance here, just to showcase his dominance, his durability, his strength. And, maybe try to intimidate his opponent, try to send a message to this mystery opponent, who they say they're going to reveal themselves later on tonight. So we're just going to have to wait and find out when this opponent is going to show his face. Or her face, for that matter. I mean, I guess we don't really know, because, we haven't really got any clues as to who it could be. It could be a diva, for all we know. Paul Heyman didn't specify a certain gender, although I don't think Heyman would do that. Heyman, I don't think he's going to be too friendly with the Shield, because we've seen what the Shield have done in the past to the likes of Stephanie and Vince McMahon, to Triple H. Paul Heyman, he's basically the only one here in charge right now to bear the burden for the authority. So I think Paul Heyman, he's been entrusted by Triple H to pick the right opponent for Roman Reigns next week. So I would think it's going to be somebody who can challenge Roman Reigns, somebody who can push him to his limit. But then again, this is Paul Heyman. Can you really trust Paul Heyman? I mean, I don't know, but I think it's safe to assume that it's not just going to be some random Joe Schmo. It's not going to be some like Santina Marella, some jobber or anything like that. No, I think it's going to be someone credible, somebody who can put on a star-studded main event against Roman Reigns and push Roman Reigns to his limits. But tonight, Roman goes one-on-one with RVD. I mean, hey, Rob Van Dam could be the mystery opponent. We don't know. So, I mean, imagine if that was the case. We could get an opportunity here tonight to see what next week would be like. But I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out. We're going to have to wait patiently. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop the subject now, because really, it's just building up the anticipation. We're just going to let things play out, find out on our own who when this person's going to show up and who it is. But let's focus in on the match at hand as Van Dam hits a suplex right there, taking Roman Reigns down. And you know, at this point, the tide seemed to be turning in Roman Reigns' favor as he's just able to outpower Rob Van Dam. Just completely just throwing him into the turnbuckle there. So with so much force that RVD bounced right back out of the turnbuckle. And now Van Dam manages to regain control as he hits a nice standing moonsault there onto Reigns. And this is a good strategy for Van Dam to use. He wants to try to quicken the pace and, you know, go to the top rope, hit some high-flying maneuvers, and just rely on his speed and, of course, those vicious kicks as well. Because if you could just stagger Roman Reigns, that's going to take the power out of him. So, ultimately, Roman Reigns, he's going to want to keep this as a close quarters fight. He's going to want to keep it a ground and pound, sort of brawling, powerhouse, slower pace of a matchup. That's where Roman Reigns thrives. And then, of course, he can always hit you out of nowhere with some of his explosive moves, like the Superman punch or even the spear. And you know, that spear puts people down. He's beaten legends, icons in this business with that spear. So Van Dam, you know, he's got to be on his toes. He's got to watch out for that spear. And Reigns is going to the corner. Oh, he's just measuring Van Dam now. What's Reigns going for? He's waiting for Van Dam to make it back to his feet. It's Superman! No! Van Dam blocked it. Van Dam blocked the Superman punch, and he takes him down with a monkey flip there. Man, that was a close call for Van Dam. Roman Reigns could have nearly bashed his face in with that Superman punch, but Van Dam just managed to sidestep it, kind of block it, and deflect the blow. And now Van Dam delivers a knee right to the gut of Roman Reigns. And this is what Van Dam needs to do. He needs to go to the top rope, because that's where he thrives. And that's where he can try to put Reigns down, try to put him away. But as we saw, Reigns got back to his feet before Van Dam could really attempt anything. Van Dam's got it back in the corner, but there's a boot from Reigns. But now Van Dam counters with a knee thrust right to the gut of Reigns. And Reigns now delivers a knee of his own to Rob Van Dam, I should say. And Van Dam's in trouble right now as Reigns trying to get himself back in this thing. And look at this. Just powering Van Dam up there, and he takes him down with a nice amateur wrestling slam. And Roman Reigns is picking Van Dam up here. And look at this, he's got him for a scoop slam there. And you can see Roman Reigns focusing his attack on the torso, the lower back of Rob Van Dam. And I think that's a really good strategy. You know, if you can... Wait a minute, Reigns, he's going for it again! He went for the Superman punch, but he just missed it there. But he hits it here! There we go, Superman punch by Roman Reigns as I scream into the mic. Here's a cover, 2 count. Oh, but Van Dam kicks out at the last second. So that Superman punch wasn't quite enough, but we can see it's really staggered Van Dam. He's out on his feet right now as Reigns delivers a suplex. But Roman Reigns, like I said here tonight, he wants to make a statement to his mystery opponent. So I think he's going to try to toy with Van Dam a little bit more before he puts him away. I think he wants to try to make Van Dam suffer and really show this mystery opponent what sort of damage Roman Reigns is capable of inflicting. But Van Dam going to the top rope. He could be feeling froggy here, but no. Roman Reigns senses it. He manages to get back to his feet just in time before Van Dam can get to the top rope and attempt that frog splash. As you can see, there's a running forearm to the face from Roman Reigns. Van Dam once again is dropped. And now, just driving the knee of Van Dam into the mat. But as I was saying earlier, you know, we've seen Reigns focus his attack really on the torso, the lower back of Rob Van Dam. And that's what you need to do. If you can, you know, if your opponent can't breathe, they can't beat you, and they certainly can't run around the ring, go to the top rope, and hit any of these fast-paced, high-flying moves. So Roman Reigns, he's done a really good job at neutralizing the speed of Van Dam. But Roman Reigns, he's going to the top. Oh, he's not going to do this. He's got Van Dam up on the top rope, and Roman Reigns with a superplex. Manages taking both of them out, but Reigns appears completely unharmed. 2 count, and Van Dam just manages to kick out at the last second. Man, Van Dam, I don't know how much more punishment he can take. I mean, he's showing his durability here tonight. He's taken the Superman punch, and now a superplex. But still, he comes back fighting. He manages to kick out, and look at this. German suplex, a nice slam there, taking Roman Reigns out of the equation right here. Van Dam back in control. He's got Reigns over there in the corner. And now he spins around. Van Dam looking for something. There's the knee once again to the gut. And he could be looking to go to the top rope, try to attempt that frog splash. But, you know, he's still groggy. He can't quite climb up there fast enough. And Roman Reigns makes it back to his feet. But now it's Roman Reigns. Look at that Irish whip. And now a spear! A spear out of nowhere by Roman Reigns. And that should just about do it. No one can kick out of that spear. And I think this match is over. Count to 100. It's done. Roman Reigns. Game, set, match. Reigns. You know, every Shield needs a sword. And, you know, Reigns just about stabbed through Rob Van Dam with that spear. Really broke him in half. But, I mean, wow. Roman Reigns, what a performance here tonight by Roman Reigns. Not only did Roman Reigns showcase, you know, what kind of power he can dish out, the damage he can do to his opponent, but Van Dam showed a little bit of his durability here tonight. I think he was pretty impressive. He may not have won the match, but he did show that he can take a beating and come back fighting. But in the end, tonight, Roman Reigns is victorious. He's going to walk out of this thing the winner. And Roman Reigns, he's ready for next week. Now we just need to find out who Roman Reigns' opponent will be. Oh my God. What? You've got to be kidding me. The Rock. The Rock is going to... The Rock is Roman Reigns' opponent? Wow. We know The Rock... Now, we got to be fair. We know The Rock has history with the Shield. You know, it may not be some successful history, but The Rock has history with the Shield. Back at Survivor Series, Team Icons were defeated by the Shield, and of course, The Rock was part of that team. But is the Rock really ready to face Roman Reigns again? Both men are entering the ring here, and oh man, there's a stare down between The Rock and Roman Reigns. Next week on Raw, it happens. Rock, Roman Reigns, the Samoan Showdown Part 2.